Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. So, Hope, Carter, and Brooke pretty much have a meeting to decide if they should have Steffi back. Hope is like hell to the no because the minute that she gets back here, she's going to undermine everything that you're planning on doing with this company. Brooke wants her back because, the name Forrester does give a certain level of clout and power, and this is what they need to make sure that the investors, the people, the brands, and stuff like that can actually still trust Carter in this new regime. It's not they're saying that the Forresters are still going to back Carter regardless if he's the new guy in charge. Plus, she knows what she's doing and stuff like that. And so, Brooke is for the idea. But here's another reason why Brooke is for the idea. And, see, this is what people were sitting there saying about Brooke and her whole, she's taking back her pride and self-respect and stuff like that. And I saw this in the description. She wants Steffi back because if they can get Steffi back, then they can get everybody else back. And by everybody else, they mean Reg. And this is the type of stupid shit that I'm talking about. A while back, I called Brooke pathetic when she said that she still loved him regardless that Reg was going to marry Taylor. And I called her pathetic for that. And somebody got upset because I called her pathetic. So, like, the next day, I called her pathetic like about 5 more times. But the point is, this is the type of, it is so frustrating watching someone that downplays their value. You only want Steffi back, even though you can't stand her, even though she's been giving you ish since day one. You only want her back, so this way you can get back Reg. Like, really? You're simply telling me there's no other man in LA. There's no other man in LA that can possibly compete with the great Reg Forrester. Like, come the on. Are you kidding me at this point? You want a man back who did all that to you, that I'm not even going to bother to sit there and list all that to you, and you're sitting there telling me this is the guy that you want back? Really? So, while her other things and reasons of why she wants her back may be credible to some, she only wants her back so she can get back Reg. Are you kidding me at this point? Carter already seemed like he made up his mind even before he called Steffi. And Steffi is like, this plan is going to work. This plan has to work. It's going to work. I'm going to sit there and get them back and give back the company. And then she says some sort of lame-ass, pathetic-ass, so-called speech talking about, oh, I have the power of Stephanie inside me. I'm like, okay, all right, Stephanie, you can go. Because Carter did call her back. And by that call, she already knew that she had the job. I mean, let's be honest. Most companies that will sit there and call you back is not going to call you back just so they can sit there and say, "Now we good." So she leaves, and of course, Reg does his usual boot licking of, "Oh my God, Steffi is so great, and she's badass, and she's a force of nature." I'm just like, ugh. How do you have people actually put up with this? This is what I would generally want to know. Okay? Because I've only been watching this show for about like 3 or so years. But people have been watching this show since 2010. And I know people, the first thing people will sit there and say is, well, the show was much better back then. Okay? Why are you still watching it now? Like, why are you so faithful to this show now? That's what I want to sit there and know. Anyway, she comes in, and Carter pretty much just hires her back. And again, she comes in with this fake, phony ass, well, I'll be fine with my position. I'll sit there and answer to y'all, and, I'm problematic, and, I just want to sit there and be a team player, and I really do appreciate this, and I understand that this is the only thing I can do. Does Steffi, honestly, talking to you, I think there was at one point she says something along those lines. It was like, is that Steffi Forrester to you? Do you think Steffi Forrester will sit there and say, well, this is the only thing I can do, and I just have to accept it? She's supposed to be this great force of nature. I always sit there and call her the Queen of LA. Not something that's very queen like, huh? But Carl's like, hey, listen, I'll bring you back. Don't make me regret this. Now, I still don't understand this Daffy Ass plan fully, but whatever. Will comes by, and Luna is like looking at a book. She feels kind of restless, and she starts to lay down on the couch like she don't have a whole ass room somewhere that's probably big as. But for some odd reason, she wants to sit there and hang out in the living room and start sleeping and everything. Meanwhile, you got Katie that don't even knock at this point, just walks on in. Well, just walks on in, but mostly Katie. And I'm like, didn't he sit there and say he wanted to keep your ass on the DL? So he comes in there, he's like, yo, listen, Will's here, you gotta go. Come on, move your ass, like now. Will comes in there, and Bill just kind of standing there like, hey, son. Will's like, hi, is there a particular reason why you're just kind of. I mean, Bill has that type of energy that you seem like you almost got caught watching a dirty movie. That's the type of energy that he came out of. Hey, what's going on, son? Yeah, I just figured I'd just greet you and stuff. My, aren't you looking a little bit taller? I mean, like, that's the type of energy he had. Anyway, they sit down, and, Will has been concerned. Bill living in that big ass house by himself, not really showing up at the office, and just kind of, being at home and stuff. And he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he's looking around, and Bill is just making up all sorts of BS excuses. Like, "Yeah, I been kind of restless, so I've been reading these books that just appeared here, and yeah, it just helps me sleep." So after Will finished psychoanalyzing his dad, they talk about Luna. And he's like, "I know you must be pretty devastated that you didn't have a daughter and everything like that, and she did a number on you in a sense. So I get it." Bill is not the type of person that generally wants to talk about his feelings and him being hurt in any sort of way, given his upbringing, how tough he had to be and stuff. Um, so he kind of just lets Will talk for a little bit before he kind of just like, yeah, like just to pacify him, pretty much. Meanwhile, you got Lee, that's running the paternity test one time, and Luna. And granted, I'm not gonna lie, they really stretched out this scene. Like, oh, she does the science stuff with the blood and the things and the tools and the liquids and all this other stuff. I'm just like, yeah, you could have skipped all that, but I get it. It's B&B. You got to find a way to pad it. I get it. And towards the end, she looks at it and sees the results. Which, I mean, if you already saw the previews, we already know what the results are. There was a poll on I think Instagram maybe. Who's the father, or was it? I can't remember. Was it Cat Lady? Somebody put up a poll, and Finn was one of the candidates. Now we talked a little bit last night, and Queen Janet was like, it could be Finn. Finn could be Luna's father. And at first I was gonna jump in and say something, and I was like, wait, they're not blood related. I'm like, I mean, what was Finn doing? Like, hey, I mean, I know you call Aunt Poppy, but I mean, it's not like we blood. See, that just sounds completely gross coming out of my mouth, but, it's a possibility. I don't know. This show is just bonkers on a daily basis. But I guess we'll sit there and see how this plays out. Now, I might have missed some stuff here or there, but that is the general gist of the episode. Let me know if I missed anything below. Also, got a new idea coming up. That's I said in my other review, I also didn't say in this one. That's gonna make it's gonna be a lot more interactive. I'll just sit there and say, I just gotta iron out the details, and make sure that I can actually commit time to doing this new type of content. But I'm able to pull it off. I have a lot of fun. Anyway, that's pretty much all I gotta sit there and say. But forget anything, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'll be talking about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, and Young and the Restless. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video.